Oh, now wait a minute. Come on. No.
The Battle of Bristol.
Battle of Bristol, yeah. I watched a little thing on it the other day. They were setting the field up and everything like that. And, of course, I'm a big Michigan fan, but I'm also a big Tennessee fan. I've lived here majority of my life. And the interesting thing about this game, being a big Tennessee fan, is I'm also a big Virginia Tech fan.
Right.
My uncle played for the Hokies back in the mid '80s. And I got family in Virginia, so I've always had a tie to Virginia Tech. So I'll be rooting for Tennessee, but this would be one of those games I can sit back and kind of just enjoy watching.
There you go.
And that's like a die-hard pulling for one or the other.
I know I read an article today that said the coaches have had a chance to go back and forth to Bristol and take a look at how things are progressing and all that. But the players are going to get their first look at what it's going to be like tomorrow.
Oh, wow.
And, Tennessee's going to have their walkthrough tomorrow up there. But like the one player of Tennessee said, we play at home in front of 102,000 every Saturday.
Right.
And it's going to be a few more.
Well, I think it's going to be definitely a bigger adjustment for Virginia Tech because, if you've ever been to Knoxville and been in Neyland Stadium, it's straight up. It's almost suffocating while you're down in the field. Mm-hmm. It's going to be obviously bigger, but the stadium's not going to be right over top of them.
Right.
So I think it'll be a bigger adjustment for the Hokies than the Vols on Saturday.
Well, I just hope that the Vols team shows up for this one because this last week against Appalachian State, not taking anything away from Appalachian State because they played their hearts out.
Believe me, being a Michigan fan, I respect Appalachian State.
And you should.
I do.
Yeah.
But in reality, Tennessee should have had an easy time with them, but they made mental mistakes themselves.
Well, they dropped them in the rankings, and I think it opened their eyes up, and I think we'll see a completely different Tennessee football team this Saturday than we saw last week.
How often does that happen? When they drop as big a drop as they made in the rankings,
right?
Even though you did win, I know you weren't going to win this big a margin as you thought you were going to win, and all the pundits thought you were going to, but how often does that happen to drop that far, that quick?
That kind of surprised me too because there was a lot of top 25 teams, a lot of top 10 teams that lost. Now, they might have lost to higher-ranked opponents than what Tennessee beat. I'm not sure, but it seemed like a big drop, though. Maybe dropping a few spaces or a few spots.
Yeah.
But they dropped, 8 spots?
8 spots.
8 spots, that's a lot.
Right.
That's a big jump because, as a college football team, they work hard to get in that top 10. And then at the end of the day, you might have a handful of undefeated teams.
Well, it may give them some fuel to feed the fire with.
I think we'll see a completely different Tennessee Vol team this weekend.
Now then, as far as our lines are concerned,
by the way, the technical problems are resolved.
Good,
awesome,
good.
And if anybody's ever had a blue screen come up on your computer, you know how bad that is.
That is bad.
That was bad. It was bad.
Yeah. That's terrible, Dan.
Thank you. But we're back.
Good. Anyway, did we come out pretty well injury-free, or did we have
we had some more this week.
Did we?
Obviously, we lost Drew last week to the torn ACL.
Right.
Unfortunately, we're adding to that list this week. T.J. Bailey got hurt last week in the.
I saw when he went down, but I was hoping maybe maybe just that game, and then he'd bounce back and be ready to go. So
that's what we're hoping for. He's got a torn MCL, so he's out 6 to 8 weeks. So we lost him. Austin Woodson's got a fracture in his foot, so he's out for 4 weeks.
Man.
Drew Brooks is still out with a concussion. He'll hopefully be back maybe by next week against Stewart's Creek. But he missed the Laverne game. He's missing tomorrow night as well. He's about to start his progression in practice.
Well, let me ask you this: can we do like Navy did during their game and just pull somebody from the stands and say, we need you to come play? And
we might have to.
Can we make them eligible like now?
I tell you what, Coach Lockridge is on the sideline. He hasn't been too far removed from playing a few years back. I mean, he's probably got a few more good plays left in him still. So.
Yeah, I might have one.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Yeah, one and done.
Then I
might
need
give you a call then. Might call to the press box. Say, guys, we need you to suit up. It's halftime. So we're battling some injuries right now, but and at the same time, we have to look at it as that's adversity that's in our face, and we've got to be able to overcome that. That's also giving an opportunity for some younger kids to step up and show us what they can do. So hopefully, when the play is presented for them this week, that they'll take the most of it. So,
is it a good opportunity for freshmen, say, to step up and really show what they can do?
I mean, it is, and I say young people in general. We'll have some sophomores that'll step up in some spots. We had a freshman wide receiver step in last week and make a couple good catches. He's not going to start, but he might get in the rotation.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to preach to our young kids, that if you do things right and you work hard, you never know when we might call your number.
There you go.
I know we've worked freshman receiver this week. We've also worked a couple of freshman linemen as part of a rotation on defense. So some of those kids might get some playing time tomorrow night.
So you kind of use that Boy Scout motto, be prepared, right?
That's right. Hey, especially with some of the injuries we've had, we got to be prepared.
There you go.
But now we've got some pretty good-sized guys on freshman team.
We do. We have a handful of kids that can play some ball. I'm excited about that. They're coachable kids. So I'm excited about what their future holds for them as well. So,
and we got a field goal Friday night.
That's right.
So, that was good.
I don't want to jinx myself, but the kicker's perfect on the year. Hasn't missed an extra point, hasn't missed a field goal. Of course, we've only kicked one, but,
But did you have to tell him it's through the goalpost, not under?
Right. I tell you what. Well, so a lot of these kickers, they have certain footballs they have to kick and certain things.
Right.
Well, I never told our kicker that. I just said, "Here's a football. You need to go kick it." So he doesn't know the difference, and so it kind of works out good.
Could be a good thing.
Yeah, it could be a good thing. So, but he's done a good job. I was really worried at the beginning of the year because we didn't have a kicker. I'll credit Coach Binkley. He did a lot of the recruiting and calling some of these soccer kids and getting them interested in coming out. So, and Dawson's done really well for us. I hate that he's a senior and he's going to be going next year, but he's done extremely well. I heard a lot of questions the other night, Coach. Why'd you kick a field goal on fourth down that first drive? Well, we preached at halftime at Laverne last week that after the half we're getting the ball, we want to go down, have a productive drive, put points on the board,
right? Just
to have some success, and then plus, unfortunately at that point in the game, we were already on the running clock,
right?
So we knocked it back underneath that 35-point margin. The clock had to stop again, so that was part of the reason. Let's go ahead and kick the field goal. Let's get the clock on a regular rotation, and let's get some confidence for our kids. And we did that. So it's good moving forward with that.
Right.
Definitely more confident if we get in the red zone that, hey, we can kick a field goal instead of having to go for it all the time.
I mean, it does give the players some confidence. Hey, at least we're not shut out.
That's true. That's true.
To play as hard as they did, you want to reward them with some points somewhere down the line. So that's
right. We definitely played a better second half last week than we did the first half. So our kids could have easily folded over the second half, and like you said it earlier, they fought the entire game.
They're not giving up.
Back, put 10 points on the board, which was good. So if we can start doing that 4 quarters, I think we can be a pretty good ball team.
I'm not so sure that it's a thing of we got outplayed any game this year. I think the mistakes we've made have led to a lot of it. I mean, but and that's one of the things where the coaches step forward and say, okay, you see what you did wrong, and this is what you need to do to correct it, and let's go forward. You know? And, you don't browbeat them or anything like that. You might run a few gassers or something, a few ups and downs. But
we've got to do a few.
But, you don't beat a dead horse. I mean,
right. And like you said, we take some of those mistakes away in the last 3 games. Not saying we win or lose, but we're competing.
Right.
And, that's the goal. If you can compete and you put yourself in a position at the end of the game to win the ball game, then you've done your job. And hopefully you can get that win each week. But as long as you're competitive, you limit your mistakes, then you're going to be in a good position come the fourth quarter.
There you go.
So,
very good. You want to bring somebody over?
Yeah. Let's see here. Any players want to come speak? Any players for Columbia Lions want to come on the radio tonight?
Or Regina's going to go over and.
There you go.
Yeah.
I know we have a few that said they want to come speak tonight.
No, the Coach Sykes is here too, so.
We got one
him
coming.
too. Yeah.
Is Coach Sykes here?
Yeah, I saw him come in a minute ago.
Coach Sykes, if you're in the house, you need to come over here and get on this radio show. Your grandson's over here. I can see. Close call right there.
No, that's all right. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Bringing on another freshman tonight. All right, so we got with us tonight freshman Dane Sykes. Of course, on the roster it says Tyler. I think Tyler's your
given name.
Given name, yeah, it goes by Dane now.
Yeah, we kind of got chewed
No,
out.
I was quickly corrected in the press box that it was Dane Sykes and not Tyler
I
Sykes.
can imagine he just leaned over that wall and just screamed down.
No, he
there.
didn't lean over the wall.
Oh, he came all the way over.
No. He yelled from the over the wall.
He goes by Dane.
I guess for those who don't remember, Dane's our quarterback who came in against Dixon County in the fourth quarter after Drew got hurt and after Darian got hurt. Dane came in there, stepped in and let us down. We got a touchdown drive, let us back down there again. Came up short the second time, but came in, was very successful, threw the ball around real well. Kind of impressed everybody.
Yeah, showed a lot of
shocked
poise.
us all, huh?
Yeah.
So, Dane, welcome on tonight. I know we're talking about Lawrence County coming up, but just we hadn't had a chance to talk to you too much about the Dixon County game. So just kind of tell us what was going through your mind when we threw you in that game there.
Well, it was good. I was just trying to keep my composure and everything. It was good. I was nervous, but I thought I'd come in there and did a good job, and I was just glad all the seniors lifted me up and everybody proud of me.
Yep. So some of the players did a good job of, yeah.
Dane, you came in and you did not look nervous. That's what we were talking about in the press box. We said this kid stepped up and did the job. And how soon did the butterflies go away?
Oh, about after that first time I got hit real hard.
With the second play.
Did it ever occur to you that all of a sudden I'm out here on the big stage?
Yes, sir. I mean, you're thinking you're playing 5A football, which is a really big deal, and I was just happy to be out there.
You know, a lot of people might not know this. Dane's actually been a Columbia Lion for quite some time. Dane,
well, he grew up with it.
Right before getting into ninth grade, he's been our ball boy for the past, ever since I've been coaching here. I don't know. He's been there for as long as I can remember.
Yeah, probably since about 06 or 07, I think he started being the ball boy.
So he's been with the Lions through some ups and downs and through some great times and some rough times. So I felt good when he went into the game the other night. I went over and I told him, I said, all right, Dane, you start warming up. I said, yes, sir. Went and warmed up, and he seemed calm and collected. So
he did. I mean, he seemed just like, what, this is nothing.
Yeah, you know, and the thing is, definitely I have more confidence in him. You know, he had a couple freshman games under his belt.
Right.
Watching him throw in some of those games, he got rid of the ball quickly, knew where he wanted to go with the ball. So felt good about him coming into that game, and, you know, he did good. So it was a good learning experience for him.
Well, it helps that you're running the same offense on the freshman level as it is on
right.
the varsity level.
Definitely helps out. You know, with the passing system we put in this year, I think it's easy. It makes it simple for receivers and quarterbacks.
I hear Coach Sykes hollering all the time, yellow.
Yep, all different kind of colors, huh? Yep. So the biggest thing the quarterbacks, receivers have to do, just got to remember what to do in the different colors.
There you go.
Yeah, but Dane, so you went to Mount Pleasant Middle School, right?
Yes, sir.
So I went to Mount Pleasant. So was it a big transition going from Mount Pleasant to Columbia, just as far as the classrooms and stuff?
Oh yeah, it was. But you got probably 400 kids over there at Mount Pleasant, and then you come over here somewhere there's like
400 in your class, huh?
Yeah.
1,500 kids.
Right. So what's your favorite class you're taking in school right now?
I like health science.
Yeah. Who teaches that class?
Dr. Humphreys.
Dr. Humphreys. Okay. All right. Well, good.
I thought he was going to say football.
maybe next year we'll get him in there.
I would have at least said one of the classes that a football coach teaches.
I didn't have the class.
All right, Coach, remember, he's a freshman. he hasn't learned how to navigate that.
That's right.
He hasn't learned how to navigate the sports talk yet.
Coach Sykes, is this your first time on the radio show?
This year, I believe.
This year?
sir.
Okay.
Let's get you in just a little bit closer to the mic there if we can. Just pull it toward you. There you go.
All right.
All right, so we have
that
Coach
works.
Rick Sykes with us.
Yep.
me and Coach Sykes have been coaching together. I guess this is our 9th year. He went down to Mount Pleasant with me when I went down there for my 2 years. Was my offense coordinator. Was our defensive line coach and also a running backs coach or offensive strategist. He's up in the box helping Coach Davis. So, Coach, glad you're on tonight.
Well, I appreciate it. It's good to be here, and it's good to be, part of the team. I've been around Columbia football for more years than I can remember. From when I was, 25 years ago, I was coaching Pop Warner. I was at the Whitthorne Middle School for 3 or 4 years. Came to the high school when my boys were still playing, and was able to coach when my middle son Jake and my youngest son Jason were playing, and that's always a thrill to see your kids. And the good Lord's give me enough health that now I'm here watching one of my grandkids play. So life doesn't get any better for Coach Sykes, I'm telling you.
I'll tell you what, Coach Sykes.
So how was it for you the other night when Coach called him up and said he's going in?
I was more nervous than he was.
Dane's dad was he got stuck running the chains that night, so he was right down there. He had field level seats running the chains. As I imagine he was pretty nervous as well. I know I get nervous watching my kids play, and they play for the Little League, so I get nervous watching them. But talk about Coach Sykes. He had knee replacement surgery in July, and I think he was out a few days, and that was it. He's at practice every day. He even beat
sitting
some of our
in his
kids
chair,
in
but he was still at practice.
That's right. Well, a few times I thought I was going to get in trouble from Mrs. Sykes for him walking around too much at practice. So.
I'd go home and my knee would be swelled up a little, and he said, "Now don't tell Sandy that I let you be up too much." He was afraid of her.
I know. You don't want to mess with the women because they'll put you in your place quick. So.
They'll break your plate.
That's right. Yeah.
Send you on.
Dane ran a little bit of our scout team this week. Of course, we ran some wing tee this week. Now, did you run some wing tee in middle school?
Yeah, that's what we ran in middle school.
Okay, so you kind of knew what was going on.
Yes, sir.
Because I tell you, the hardest thing to do when you play a wing tee team is try to simulate a wing tee team offense in practice if you don't run it. So there's always disastrous mistakes and people not going in motion. So at least Dane did a good job this week of giving us a good solid look of what they're going to do. If you had a preference, would you rather run the wing tee or run what we run?
No, spread, definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
Guess if you ask the quarterback a question, that's the answer they're going to give you, huh?
See, that's what impresses me about this young man is the fact that and we remember a kid once in 2009, 10 that stepped up following the Lincoln County game,
right,
and took control of a team and took it to the state championship.
Right.
And Matthew Markham. Yeah. He's got the same amount of intelligence as Matthew has.
Oh, yeah, I definitely agree.
And I appreciate the fact that yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. You done good, guys.
That's right.
Mom and Dad did good.
That's right.
and we appreciate that. Believe me.
Dane and I were just talking about that on the way over here about how blessed we are.
Right.
That he comes from a solid family, and that he's had someone to show him the way. I get concerned. We've got a lot of football players on our team that sometimes a coach is the best male role model they have in their life, and so we were just talking about how blessed Dane has been that he's had. A father and uncles and people like that could be good male role models for him and teach him. We're really pleased with that.
Definitely.
And he's come out okay.
Coach, tell us about Lawrence County. What can we expect out of their offense this week?
We've played against Coach Marston in Lawrence County forever. And
how long has he been down there, Coach?
I can't remember when he wasn't down there, Dan.
30 years?
Maybe.
Yeah.
He's been down there a long time, and he's a good guy. I like Coach Marston. But he's a dyed-in-the-wool wing tee coach. He's going to run, the basic. I mean, you could get the Delaware wing tee playbook, which is the Bible for wing tee, and read it, and then go watch him coach and see it. He's going to run inside trap. He's going to run buck sweep. He's going to run belly G. He's going to run some kind of reverse, either a Sally or a double handoff, if he gets in trouble. And he's going to run a bootleg, what they call a waggle pass, a 3-level flood, and those are his bread and butter plays. Now, he'll throw a few, different things in there every year, but at the end of the day, it's going to be buck, belly, trap, waggle, Sally, double handoff. That's what he's going to run. And that's what we're going to see on Friday night. I feel confident in that.
Right, we've done a good job, I think, this week on defense and scout teams, just preparing for those wing T teams and what they want to do. So hopefully that'll carry over tomorrow night. Because I know for our defense's sake and for Coach T's sake, we're looking for a positive night on defense.
There you go.
That's definitely something we want to accomplish.
I'm looking for that myself.
I know.
Well, we are, and the kids are catching on. You play a different team every week, and you're against a different offense every week. We've installed, some new defensive things this year, and so, getting the right defensive technique against the offense that you're running that week, it's taken us a little while to catch on, but the kids are getting better, and I feel like we've had a really positive week at practice this week. I think the kids have been more excited, and had a little more intensity, and I think it has their catching on. They're starting to feel comfortable. I think they've been a little timid because they were a little unsure of themselves. What do I do when I see this? What do I do when Coach calls this? And when they're unsure, they play slow because they're thinking too much.
Right.
When they get sure of themselves, they start playing fast. When they play fast, they have more success. And I think that's what you're going to see tomorrow night, is that they're going to play faster and they're going to have more success.
Coach, is there a chance we might see Dane on a play or two?
You never know. We'll see what tomorrow night brings us.
There you go.
Well, then let's go with one more question. Dane, you going to be ready?
Yes, sir. I will be ready.
Okay, all right.
He's repped with their number 2 offense all week.
But the one thing we've got to do, one thing that you've got to do tomorrow is go to the Lions closet and get him a shirt that fits and get him a hat that fits.
I'll do what I can. Oh, man.
I know that wasn't what was left over that he got there, because he's a better quarterback than that. Come on now.
Yeah. What do you have that doesn't fit?
Look at the hat. He's got a big hat.
Well, that's for baseball.
That's a baseball hat. That's not his football hat.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
That's good.
All right.
And his jersey, he chose the number. That's the number that I wore when I played softball for years and years and years.
Check that out.
So the number 13 is something that he's chosen. He's worn it since he was little, playing baseball, playing football, whatever. So he chose that number, whatever size the jersey was. He
following
chose the
Grandpa's
I thought it might be a Marino fan.
That's what I was about to ask. We'll see if Dane knows his football. Who's the famous quarterback that wore number 13?
Dan Marino.
That's right. Okay. And what famous movie did he play in?
I don't know. Maybe.
Ace Ventura.
Tomorrow night, I have done some research for 1985 and 1986, since the class of '86 is coming for homecoming.
Okay.
And one of the sports trivia that's on there is Vinny Testaverde. In 1985, I believe it was, in 85, that's when he was playing with Miami.
Right.
So, there you go.
He eventually went to the Buccaneers, didn't he?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, we also remember that Vinny Testaverde was also beaten in the Sugar Bowl by the University of Tennessee.
Yeah, he got a good look at what the top of the Superdome looked like. He got sacked so many times on one play. They were after him again, and he had to check down to a running back, and he flipped it over to the running back, and the running back just slapped the ball down. He said, "Not after I see what you did."
I don't even want it.
All right, well, Dane, you a big college football fan or NFL fan?
Yes, sir. I like college football, and I like NFL, too.
All right, well, who's going to win the national championship this year?
Honestly?
Yeah, honestly. Michigan?
Alabama.
You could be right on that. They look pretty solid.
I don't like Alabama that much, but they look solid.
What about the Heisman Trophy? Any favorites for that?
McCaffrey.
Yeah, the way he played the other night, Fournette will not get the Heisman Trophy.
No.
McCaffrey's a good choice.
Yeah, I probably agree with him on both those choices. I watched Alabama the other day. I'm not a huge Alabama fan. being a line coach, their defensive line was textbook.
Yeah.
They get their arms on people, they extend. They were putting pressure on USC's quarterback with just 4 up front. When you could put pressure with 4, Coach, you could do all kinds of things.
Pretty much do whatever you want.
That's right. they were very impressive. Whether they like Alabama or not, I tell my defensive line to go home and watch clips of Alabama's defensive line because they're textbook, what we try to teach.
And Dane, here's another thing. They pulled their sophomore quarterback to put in a freshman because that kid, he was terrified. I don't know whether it's the fact he was playing in the AT&T Dome or what it was, but he was scared to death the first 5 or 10 minutes of that game.
Well, but when the freshman first came in, first play, was the fumble.
Right.
And I thought, Saban ain't going to like it too much. But then again, you look back at the play, it was as much a fault of the running back as it was the quarterback on that one.
Yeah,
so it was just, the running back thought he was going to have it, and the quarterback was trying to pull it, and the ball came out. And
Coach, and both of you go, what? Coach, do you prepare for homecoming week any different than you prepare for any other game?
No, we don't. Sometimes we got to reiterate to the kids that, hey, participate in some of these activities. Not all of them.
Right.
There's some that aren't school sanctioned that say don't participate in those. But remember the task at hand. That this week is all about Friday night's game. It's all about us versus Lawrence County. It's all about that's it. Try to say a lot of those other activities, it's for everybody else to enjoy. Let's make sure the week is worth it by putting together a good solid week of practice and putting together a good performance on Friday night. So, hopefully our players will remain free of a lot of the other distractions and stuff, and just stay focused on the game.
I know one of the biggest distractions that we have is when we play on TV. And I am thankful this year that Channel 30 or whatever it is, the one out of Nashville, has decided not to broadcast a Columbia Lions game. That's my personal experience.
It's kind of I like it too.
Yeah, I think it's just by coincidence, but it seems like every time we're on TV, it doesn't go well for us.
We are 1-10.
Well,
but the one
was nice.
Was the best one.
I'm trying to think of who we were on TV against last year. I know 2 years ago it was Marshall County.
And then we had the one Dixon fiasco.
Yeah.
That was the 28-0 on TV.
Which year was those awful pink jerseys, Coach?
That was
2 years ago.
That was against Marshall County.
Yeah. That was, goodness, yes.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry.
Drew Brooks is wearing one right now.
Yeah.
Somebody listening is probably those are their favorite jerseys. I'm sorry, but it was a beautiful concept for supporting. But
yes, it was.
But you don't put football players in pink, guys. I'm sorry.
I agree. Well, guys, I appreciate you coming on the show tonight.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Any Thursday, definitely.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
And stay ready, Dane.
Yes, sir.
All right. We'll get some more players over here. Brooks, I thought you and Lenton are coming over here. It says a package deal. They have to come together. So I said, okay, that's fine.
One's got to show the other in the way.
I'm going to sit next to my third favorite coach.
Third favorite coach.
I've definitely dropped down the rankings in the Drew Brooks classification of coaches since I got hired.
All right, Drew, who's your first favorite coach?
Oh, man, you got to go with the big old teddy bear Coach T. He's my favorite coach.
Okay. All right. And second?
You got to go with Big Dave. He's the second.
Wow. Man,
I gotta put up
you've
with.
got some catching up to do, man.
That's okay.
And the head coach is number 3.
That's right. That's
Ain't nothing
okay.
wrong with 3, Coach. That's solid.
That's right.
All right, look at it like this.
At least you made the list.
That's right. I did make the list.
You're in the top 5.
That's right. I made the top 5.
There
That's
you go.
good. That's good. So here they come right now. It's a good thing you're sealed in over here.
Scoot, here on the other side of the restaurant. What was that?
I said, you're a big old teddy bear. Had to give a shout out to my boy, Big Dave.
What did I turn that camera?
Hey,
No. Yeah, that's going to be at 7:30. Thank you, Coach.
all right. So we have Drew Brooks on. Drew's been on the show before. Lenton, is this your first time on the show?
This is my first time.
Sophomore Lenton Hughes. Linton's worked his way into a starting role in the offensive line here last week and into this week. So I know he's excited about that. Come a long way. Worked extremely hard in the offseason and the summer months. Knew he was going to be a contributor this year. Just questions when it was going to happen. So it kind of works out good for us because he's kind of taken over where Will Anderson was at. Give Will a little bit breather on offense now because he goes linebacker on defense. So he stepped in, has done a good job. So I'm excited about him. Of course, we already talked about Drew here missing this week. He's obviously, feeling better, which is good. I think 3 days ago, if you talked to him, he definitely didn't have the spirits he does now. So I'm glad to see him.
Was he feeling poorly?
He was feeling pretty poorly. What was it? Was it Dixon County that you got your concussion?
Yep.
All right.
Like minute 11 left. I got a concussion.
Yeah. Wow. I remember he got hit and he came out and said, "Coach, you got to get somebody for me." So threw somebody in there.
At least he didn't say to the bat cave.
There was one, and I cannot remember the player's name right offhand. But Vance looked at him on the sidelines and said, "Son, are you okay?" He says, "I'm Batman." And Vance said, "You're going to sit there for a while."
And they took his helmet away, and then when the halftime horn sounded, he jumped up. He said, "To the bat cave."
And they knew right there.
There's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to have to ask Vance about that because I'm curious. I probably know who it is, but
you probably do. I think you coached him.
I probably did. There's probably a handful I could name that probably would have said something like that, but I'm going to have to find that out. That's a funny story.
It was hilarious.
Drew, what's it like, man? So you got a concussion. You're a senior. You've had to sit out last week. You got to sit out this week. You think you'd be ready to go by next week?
Oh yeah, I'll definitely be ready to go by next week.
So you went to the doctor, essentially got cleared. So now he's just got to do the 5 to 6 days of the gradual progression back to practice. So should be ready to go by next week. Well, I know you've gone against Lawrence County in the past. How do you think? You think we prepared well this week?
Oh yeah, I think we prepared really well. Scout team was a little shaky, but I think they gave us a decent look. Defense is going to be ready for whatever comes at them.
So the scout team actually did okay, put together a wing T offense. I know as a defense coordinator myself in the past, it's always oh boy, here comes the wing T at the scout team. They actually did okay. So I know obviously the speed will be a little different tomorrow night than what we're used to seeing this week in practice. But as far as giving us a look at the main stuff, I think they did a good job.
Well, I remember one year South Pittsburgh made it to the state, and they ran the side saddle tee.
Oh man!
And that was freaky to watch that thing.
I can imagine. I can imagine. Well, that's not one of those things you prepare for every day either.
No, I mean because the quarterback is offset, from the center,
right?
And you don't know where it's going to him or directly to a running back or where it's going.
Oh man! It doesn't sound like a lot of fun to defend.
No.
Well, then. How's it been this week? Moving into that starting spot, and just preparation. What can we expect out of Lawrence County's defense, or how do you approach this game coming up?
I'm excited to get back and getting to start. We're going to see from their defensive tackles they can either play a 3 technique, which our guards have to defend the B gap, or they're going to run inside blitz A gaps and keep linebackers on B gaps. So really we just got to keep focused and just do our assignments, and if everybody does their assignments, we should be doing well.
All right, well, good. You played a little bit last week against Laverne, right? How was their defensive line? How would you rate them? Were they pretty good?
Their defensive line was very, very well.
They were big and athletic. The thing about Lawrence County, we watch film a little bit every day. We talked about this earlier, but Lawrence County, they play tough. So we know their defensive line, they're going to be, firing out at the snap of the ball, trying to get upfield, trying to break through us. What do we have to do as an offensive line to stop that?
It kind of helps us because last week Laverne they fired off the ball hard too. So I think that we're not going to have to change as much, but we're just going to have to keep up the pace and stay on our toes all the time.
Right. So do you feel confident going in tomorrow night?
I feel real confident and excited, and go Lions.
What about either one of you can answer this. What about this week's preparation? Has this week been different as far as how we prepared as a team? Has it been better, worse, the same?
It's been like a million times better than we've been in, before, because we usually always have about 1, 2, hell, maybe even 3 days. But this week, every day was a really solid day for us, and we gotten better.
That concussion stuff ain't over yet, man.
No, it's not. I'll get him in practice for that.
I'm not coach, I can't.
So you won't be out all year. Drew is the funny thing about Drew is you were out earlier. I can't remember what you were out earlier for this year, but
Fractured toe.
That's right. That's what it was. Drew became like our DJ on the sideline during some of our practices, and I think he had more fun doing that than playing. So I think he was kind of upset that I'm cleared. I actually have to go back to practice now. I guess no more Coach Brooks on the sideline running the radio. We've tried to do something different this year. Every now and then we'll bring the stereo up to the practice field and blast some music to try to bring a little more excitement. And just Friday nights there's a lot of noise going on, so we got to learn how to play with noise and other things going on besides just the coaches talking to him and the players talking to him. So a few days there, Drew was in charge of running the radio, so I'm sure he really enjoyed that. But that time's about over for him. Too bad I got fired at that spot. So.
And Drew, you're what, a senior?
Yes, sir.
Well, see, I was a senior in high school when I started my broadcasting career.
So there you go. There you go.
Yeah. A long, long time ago.
That's right.
Like 1971.
Yeah, they still had to crank that radio back then.
Well, then, are you excited about tomorrow night? Tomorrow night's really your first homecoming game. Being a sophomore this year, last year was a freshman, a little bit different situation. So, what do you expect tomorrow night? Are you excited about it?
I'm excited. It's going to be new, getting to start as a sophomore in your own home stadium. Kind of nervous, but got to let all that aside and play good.
Yeah.
Your assignments.
Well, good job. Good job.
How do you feel when you get the call that, man, you're going to start?
First, I wasn't in shock. I was just more excited. But I don't know. I was just excited for it.
Well, guys, thank you for coming on tonight.
Sir.
I appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
Drew, do you have any final thoughts you need to leave us with?
DJ Brooks?
No, Coach, I think we'll save it all till next time.
I'll ask you guys before you get off, who's going to win the national championship this year in college?
Maybe sound like a shocker, but my Ole Miss Rebels are going to win this year, so sorry, Michigan.
UT, go Vols.
Last time I checked, didn't Ole Miss just lose?
Hey, it's all right,
Just
Coach.
lose?
Yeah, I know. 30 straight points, I think.
They blew a 22-point lead.
I know.
Hey,
I actually have a buddy of mine I played ball with is down there as an assistant coach at Ole Miss.
Still
is. And Hugh Freeze, before he had Ole Miss, he actually went to Lambeth and took over Lambeth there right after I graduated. So I was a year short of playing for Hugh Freeze, and from there he went to Arkansas State. Now he's at Ole Miss. So they're definitely going to be contenders this year. And I'll tell you what, they had some freshman wide receivers out there.
Well,
they were growing men.
Yeah. They had a little problem with the injury bug too, hitting their team, and not taken away from Florida State, of course, but to played so well the first half, and then the second half, it's just like they couldn't find anything.
Well, Coach, we in the past, and I hate to keep bringing stuff up, but we have done the same thing as a team.
Right.
We have come out first quarter, second quarter, man, we look like we are on fire. Then all of a sudden, third and fourth quarter, we go flat-footed.
Right, we've done that, and one that comes to my mind was Tullahoma a few years back, and that had to have something to do with that 60-mile-per-hour wind that we couldn't kick the ball, we couldn't throw the ball that third quarter. We gave up all those touchdowns in the third, and we just couldn't catch it back up. But we've done that last year against Stewart's Creek.
Yeah,
we were up by 2 or 3 scores, and they ran a little wing-back reverse on us. Scored 4 out of 5 times on it. We gave up the lead and lost that game. So hopefully, we can put 4 quarters together. I still think, even though we're 0-3, I think we have a solid group of young men. And if we put 4 quarters together, then we can put ourselves in a chance to be successful.
The one good thing about it is our Lions do not give up.
They don't, and that's good. And that's something we preach to them every day is just effort and continue to do everything you can. Lay it on the field for your teammates. So. I'm excited about tomorrow.
Pick it back up midnight and move on.
That's right. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, a few more
He's
minutes.
back.
Yeah, Mason's back over here.
Yeah, Mason's back.
Any other players want to come talk tonight?
Players, y'all want to talk? Go, Mason. Come on over.
They're not moving very fast. Oh, we got Ethan Payton coming over here.
There's nothing like having Teresa Prenzo as your cheerleader.
I tell you what, I don't know these players. We're going to have to get Coach Sadlowski on here. We're going to have to get trainer Chris on here. I'm going to get Coach Rokamp on here. And we're going to have to talk some Michigan football because that's where it's at.
The guy's going to be right in the microphone, so Mason's already got this. He understands how this works.
All right, so we got Mason Jobe. He's a veteran on here. You can count on him being here every week. We also got Des Brooks and Ethan Payton. Two wide receivers we got for us. We were worried about Des last week being hurt. And everything came back good with his X-ray, so he's good to go. Probably seeing more on offense than defense this week than anything. Still going to be playing that Z spot, that split out wide receiver for us. He's had a good year so far. Hopefully we can make some plays tomorrow night with him. We also have Ethan Payton. Ethan's a sophomore. Ethan got the touchdown catch last week against Laverne. It's our one score there. Ethan's a good little athlete. He got some good hands, and just trying to get him into the system, learning everything. We told him this week opportunities are there. We got some kids that are out. It's like we talked at the beginning of the show. It's time for some of these younger kids to step up, and so this will be a week for these guys to step up and make some plays. So, Mason, we'll start with you. Of course, Mason's starting outside linebacker for us, rotates in on offense at the tight end spot. How do you feel this week of practice is going in preparation for Lawrence County?
I feel like this week is definitely a lot better. We put 4 good days together, which is something we haven't done yet.
Yeah,
and
I'll agree with that.
We did, and I feel like everybody was more focused. There's more energy, and people were just ready to come out and play. I think we're just tired of losing, tired of not putting everything together, and because we know we can do it, it's just got to do it.
How does the team respond to when you battle with some of the injuries we've gone through as a team? What do you guys do, or what do you need to do when we come across some of these situations?
I feel like we've handled it pretty well for the most part. Some of the younger guys like Ethan has stepped up, and they've got in. They've been practicing, learning their stuff, and they've been able to pick up where the others left off, and they just got to work, and we'll get there. We trust in them to do their job, and we'll do ours.
Kind of that philosophy, just next man up, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So that's the goal, and that's why we're trying to making sure our freshmen are running the same stuff in offense and defense as us. That way, when they come up as sophomores, they got a jump start on everybody else to kind of know what's going on. So, Des, I know you can be a man of many words at times. So, what can we expect out of Lawrence County's defense this week, or their defensive backs? How about that? Because you'll be facing them. Are they going to be up in your face, pressing you? They're going to be off. What can we expect to see?
Or a mixture of.
They like to play like 12 yards off, so
They play off a little bit.
Yeah.
You think that's going to help us out for our offense and our passing game?
Well, they might be listening, so I don't want to say nothing.
Well, we're either going to pass it or going to run it, right? We're going to do one of the two. Let's see here. We won't talk too much about Laverne. We want to go ahead and put that behind us. What are some goals you have for yourself or for the team tomorrow night?
To get our first win, basically.
Yep. Get a first win off. It'd be good to get it at home. Be homecoming too. It'd also be nice, right?
Yes, sir.
Now you're a junior this year, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. So it's your first year really getting some major varsity time, huh?
Yes, sir.
All right. What are some things you think you need to improve on?
Being able to make my cuts, even if my foot's kind of hurting right now.
Right.
Being able to make my cuts, and even if I'm not getting the ball, block somebody that has the ball in their hands.
Right. We preach these receivers a lot that the best receivers we have are the ones that are blocking downfield when they're not getting the ball. I think we're gradually getting to do a better job of that. So.
You see a lot of that in college ball too.
Right.
If the receiver's not open, he's blocking.
You look at one of the greatest receivers that just retired is Calvin Johnson.
Yep.
He went to Georgia Tech. he was doing a lot of blocking at Georgia Tech, and when they threw him the ball, he was making spectacular plays. But those traditionally your best receivers, the ones that get down the field and make blocks when it counts and run good hard routes, because when you have 4 guys running routes, you never know if the quarterback's going to throw you the ball or not. And from a quarterback standpoint, he wants to throw it to guys running good clean routes. And I think we're getting that out of some of our players, and we're moving in the right direction there. So, Ethan, talk to us about last week. You got the touchdown catch. What was going through your mind?
Well,
catch the ball.
My first touchdown as a varsity player.
Right.
So, it was very exciting, and I honestly didn't know what to do after that. I just knew,
Were you nervous going into the game?
Yeah, I was very nervous because, I didn't really play much at first because we had some very good starters like TJ and Austin. But I got in, I did what I had to do, and it was very nerve-wracking.
Do you feel more confident going into this week?
Yeah, after practicing as starter at practice, I started to learn the plays and feel confident to get in the game and do what I need to do.
Well, I know both you guys, when you run routes, you want that quarterback to throw you the ball every time, huh?
Yeah,
Me too, even though I'm slow.
Mason wants the ball thrown to him, too.
I like the ball, too.
I don't know if we're going to say the same, but sometimes I'm holding my breath. But, Mason will catch some in practice, he'll drop some, and,
Well, we need to surprise the other team. Let's throw it to Mason.
I know.
Yeah, it makes some plays.
Hey, if he catches, he'll try to run somebody over, so I'm okay with that.
That's okay. That's all right.
Yep. So, you guys excited for tomorrow night?
Yes, sir.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Guys, you haven't seen it yet, but there is a new Lion logo of the new Lion head logo in the middle of the field at Lindsey Nelson Stadium.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is brought to you by 10-Star Automotive.
And I'm excited about that.
Yeah.
Little things like that, being on the field, it goes a long way in high school.
It does. It really does.
When you go to all these road games and they have logos in the middle of their field and all this stuff, it kind of makes one more thing special about Friday night. So I'm glad we were able to make that happen and all that stuff came through. So I'm excited about it.
10 Star stepped up and they said, yeah. So we'll sponsor that. So we'll throw a little shameless plug in there. It doesn't bother me to do that. I'm happy with that. Home of the shameless plug.
It looks good. Like I said, I'm looking forward to seeing it in person. I got the picture today.
Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to get over there and take a look at it. So.
Yeah, it looks really, really good.
Well, good.
I couldn't wait to get over there and get up in the press box and take the first picture.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And then send it out. So
definitely.
But anyway, that's what you got to look forward to tomorrow when you go do the walkthrough.
Anything else you guys want to add tonight? What about the pizza? You guys decided to get the pizza here?
Very, very good.
About that.
Very
tell you what,
Coach and Eddie and I are waiting until after the show to chow down. So.
I know. I will be chowing down.
Oh, yeah, we will.
That.
Yeah. What about that tailgate? The last time we talked about the tailgate for Dixon County, did you lay back a little bit and partake of that?
It's all I could do not to just cut out a line and just go straight over there. I might just need to start walking behind the players and doing it that way instead. But
I'll be over in a minute, guys. Y'all just go ahead and do your thing. I'll be there in a minute.
Either that or walk them in the stadium and walk right back out. It's still tempting not to get over there. So hopefully we'll have a good crowd for the line walk. I know our first home game, we had the bad weather with Dixon County.
Oh, God.
And then obviously the next night we still did it, but obviously the crowd wasn't there for the Saturday night game at the line walk as much. So hopefully we'll have a big crowd there being at homecoming and just make the atmosphere more electric. And hopefully our crowd will be bigger because line walks at 5:30, homecoming activities start an hour after that.
Right.
So hopefully that will draw a bigger crowd in there. I know it means a lot to the players and the coaches and everybody that's involved in the program to see all the support there. It goes a long way, more than what people might think.
I know it does, and I'd give a shout out to
Is that dementia setting in?
No, it's just forgetfulness. Sandy and Todd Tate.
Oh, yeah.
The ones who started the tailgating years ago, back about 2009.
2009. Yep, 2009 they got it started. So they had the plan, they got it rolling, and I remember the first time we went through. I was like, "This is awesome."
But you know what's so cool about that? We had it. They did it down in Lawrence County.
Everywhere we went,
they did it at Dixon County. Everywhere we went, they did it.
I will say at Dixon County, I did walk off the field and go get some of the chicken that they had over there. I remember that vividly. I've been missing out. I don't know what this coaching thing
Good
is.
stuff.
This tailgating is where it's at.
That's right. That's right. And Eddie and I got there early, and we participated, so it was good stuff. We got a couple of minutes, Coach. How you want to close this thing out? We got homecoming coming up. Class of 1986 will be back in tomorrow night for their 30th anniversary of celebrating a homecoming. So,
like I said, mere babies.
Yes, they are.
That's right. Well, I was born in '85, so.
Oh man.
So was my son.
Suddenly, I feel so old.
I'm just excited. We get a home game again.
Yeah.
2 road games were not the way we wanted to go. I felt that our 1 home game, even though we lost, we were competitive there. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow night. That's why we coach. That's why we play, to have the chance to run out of the tunnel on Friday night in Lindsey Nelson Stadium, to play under the lights, and to be a part of it. Even though I can't play anymore, I really take it in, just coaching and just the whole atmosphere. It's an awesome environment. So hopefully we'll have a good crowd tomorrow night. Come out and support our kids. These kids play hard. I'd encourage everybody not to look at our record right now, but look at what we're trying to accomplish.
Right.
And hopefully we can turn this thing around.
Once again, 5 o'clock for tailgating. The Lion Walk is at 5:30 tomorrow night. Lion homecoming gets underway at 6:30 on the field, and kickoff will be at 7 o'clock. That is it for this edition of True Love's Pizza and Grits Thursday night preview. For Coach Hoth and Eddie Bobo, I'm Dan James. Go Lions!